Augram Shard is going to be the map. Removing my camera. And then we will throw up that intro card as soon as the loading screen is done. Oh, excuse me. Here we go. Looks like we are loading in now. Dark Elves versus the Empire. Round 1 of this best of 5. And it should be a good best of 5. I wonder if we're going to go to all 5 rounds. So let's tune in and find out. So here we are, ladies and gents. We got ourselves a core infantry consisting of 3 Dread Spears, what appears to be 2 Dark Shards with shields, and a 3rd Dark Shard with shields, being the Bolt Fiends. These guys have armor, Shield Breaker as one of their traits, so very powerful. Aside from that, we're going to be looking at Sisters of Slaughter. Appears to be 2 of them. And then we're going to also be... Oh, sorry, there's 4 Dread Spears. I missed one of them earlier. So 2 Cold One Knights, one on either flank here. We had the Slaanesh's Harvesters going to be here, as always, almost a staple unit in most Dark Elf armies. Aside from them, we're going to be seeing 2 Dark Riders with shields. So, for the leadership here, up in the air on top of a Manticore, we have a Supreme Sorceress of Fire. Supreme Sorceress of Fire is going to have Opal Amulet as well as the Scroll. So Arzapal's Black Horror, which can be very devastating if timed and placed right. Got Cascading Fire Cloak and Fireball with Kindle Flame. For our Empire forces, we are going to have a front line of lovely cheap swordsmen, 5 of them. Going to have Halberdiers locking down the flanks, and in the back we're going to have 5 units of Spearmen. Going to have 4 units of Flagellants in the center here to provide the unbreakable support. Then we have 4 units of Huntsmen. Aside from the Huntsman, we're going to have a Grey Wizard. Grey Wizard's going to have Penumbral Pendulum as well as Enfeebling Foe. And then, last but certainly not least, we have Marcus Wolfheart once again, everybody. Marcus Wolfheart is going to have Hunter Snare, Focus Shot, and the Amber Bow. So we'll see what kind of damage he can get done today. Oh, also got that Empire Captain. Hold the line, nothing else. Empire Captain's very popular in most Empire builds I've seen today. I rarely bring them, but maybe I should start looking into it. Oh my god, yeah, the Empire does have 1,700 troops. That's crazy. But if these Witch Elves don't get shot down by the Huntsmen before the gap is closed, I think we'll have 1,700 dead infantry. Witch Elves are going to tear through so much of this army. A lot of water terrain on this map, which will slow down and debuff the melee stats of infantry when they're in it. We'll see if that's taken advantage of by either side. Does look like the Dark Elves are pushing forward too, so we should see center of the map engagement, and the Supreme Sorceress of Fire is coming out. Do some scouting, maybe draw first blood with a Fireball. Fireball is coming in after that Grey Wizard. Doing a nice bit of damage. This Jade Wizard's going to be in trouble for sure. There's nothing he can do to block those fireballs from coming in. I suppose he can try to counter skirmish using Marcus Wolfheart, maybe the Huntsman, but I think it's going to be hard to prevent this Fire Sorcerer from sniping the Empire's Magic Caster. Got some of these Dark Riders maneuvering around the edges of the battlefield, trying to find weak points, put pressure from all sides of this Empire army. But obviously they're going to have a lot of anti-large to deal with if they're hoping to get through. The micro will need to be near perfect, and the Huntsmen will be able to make quick work of them if they close the gap. Huntsmen are now firing into some Cold One Knights. Sisters of Slaughter. Sisters of Slaughter are going to be pulled back wisely, very quickly. And now it's time to see Dark Shards with their silver shields will be able to have a 55% missile block chance, and they are just going to start melting Empire infantry unit by unit. So, Silver Shields, I'm sure our Dark Elf player is very, very happy with himself right now, because those Silver Shields are going to make all the difference in the world. And in comes another Fireball. Oh, but a beautiful use of the terrain here. The Grey Wizard going to be hiding around this church, And look at that, guys. This is what you call innovative play. You know, you have to adapt on the fly, figure out how you want to handle things. Hunter Snare coming down over here. And now we're going to see Halberds, Huntsmen, Spearmen all diving in here. And they are just devastating these Cold One Knights. A Penumbral Pendulum coming through here, doing quite a lot of damage on the Sisters of Slaughter. And these Sisters of Slaughter are dead. Oh my goodness, one Sisters of Slaughter doing very well for itself in some nice juicy combat, but Enfeebling Foe is popped on top of it. Looks like the Empire is doing some good work here, charging forward, Flagellants getting on top of Dread Spears and so forth, but now we're going to be seeing another Fireball coming on top of the Shadow Wizard, the Grey Wizard, and he is devastated right now. Probably going to die right here, I think, on the charge, if not start terror routing very, very quickly. Cold One Knights also routing from that lovely Hunter Snare that went down on top of them. And now the Empire forces, the numbers just look like they're starting to matter a lot here. You know, the Dark Elves have done a great job. They've killed off the Grey Wizard by the looks of it. They've been able to dish out a lot of damage to the infantry from the Empire, but the Empire still has 1,200 units left of infantry. And unfortunately, the Supreme Sources of Fire isn't in the best place right now. She's taking a lot of damage from the Huntsmen, and the Dark Riders just need to get on top of the Huntsmen. It looks like they found an opportunity to do just that. And if the Dark Elves can shut down this firepower from the Empire and lean and back and rely on the power of their Dark Shards, who are all still very healthy and have quite a lot of ammo left, then I think the Dark Elves have a fighting chance to bring themselves back into this. But they need to be careful. But look at this, a big break for the Dark Elves. These Sisters of Slaughter doing so much work. Tochi Diego, thank you so much for the follow, my friend. And yeah, the Dark Elves are playing this pretty well right now. Hunter Snare going down, though. Marcus Wolfhart saving off his Huntsman once again. And it looks like they're going to turn and shoot these Dark Riders point blank. So, time to see what happens. But oh no, the net ran out just now. And in come the Slaneshi Harvesters. And now we have this Dark Elf Cav from the other direction coming in for a beautiful sandwich on top of this poor defenseless double unit of Huntsmen. Huntsmen from, oh yeah, the Dark Shards are also going to be firing in. And look at that, balance of power is right back to even. Fireball going in on top of Marcus Wolfhart this time now that the Grey Wizard has been dealt with. And look at this, guys. The Supreme Sorcerer is just hanging way back here. 135 HP. One more shot from Marcus Wolfhart and she's dead. So I think it's a wise decision. Keep her as far away from Marcus as possible. No need to risk a loss in leadership at this stage in the battle when the Dark Elves are finally seeming to pull it back into their corner. However, a lot of Empire infantry diving out, trying to chase off these Dark Shards. So we'll see how successful they are. But, I mean, right now it looks like it's done a 180 and the Dark Elves are really starting to pull themselves back into this fight. Fireball going down. Once again going at Marcus Wolfhart. Will he be able to dip, dive, dodge, dip, and dodge? And it looks like he did, but not the crossbow bolts that are now flying into him at an alarmingly expeditious manner, dishing out quite a lot of damage. And I think the Empire, unfortunately, has lost it, and we're going to see quality defeat quantity as the Dark Shards, still very healthy, still decent in ammunition, at least for this one, are going to start singling out Marcus. Marcus is a badass, though, especially when he's firing over his shoulder like Legolas. In comes another fireball. Oh, swing and a miss. Marcus is so happy every time that happens. He needs it. Shooting the ground. Halberdiers are starting to lose, though. The Dark Shard supporting fire is just absolutely devastating. And the Dark Elves, I think, are going to win this on the backs of their cavalry and mobile units. Obviously, this unit of Sister Slaughter that's still healthy is just going to continue tearing through all the low-tier Empire chaff. Oh boy. Devastating. Mukip has withdrawn. And we're going to be seeing that first battle go to ODM Imperator with some beautiful Dark Elf play. Great kills on top of the Dark Riders. on top of the Sisters of Slaughter that survived 205. The Dark Shards there just setting the pace of the battle, though. MVPs as far as I'm concerned. Slaneshi Harbor's just doing well as always. But, yeah, wait a minute. That army was illegal. Mukip, you can't bring more than 20 units, so I guess it's good that he lost. That's more than 20 units. By far. So, it was a rule break. I just didn't notice because I didn't count all the units.